Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of No Holds Barred, where we basically bookend all of our journeys that we have here on the channel. In this instance, Super Mario Galaxy, the end of our mini franchise run through the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection. We've completed Mario 64, we've completed Mario Sunshine, we've now completed Super Mario Galaxy, and what a ride it's been. It has certainly been a ride. We've not done all of the games in full order. If you're curious, these are what I classify as stopgap games between our main franchise run, which is the Yakuza franchise. But to stop me going mad, I play these little games in between. Well, I say little, this isn't a little game, and neither of half the other ones I've actually played. But anyway, I'm going on a tangent here. Yes, we have finished running through a full completion run of Super Mario Galaxy. We have 121 stars. Would I classify it a full completion with only 6,254 star bits? Entirely possible, yes. If you don't like completion run, we'll say 100% run. Either way, we've done everything in the game. We've completed every single galaxy. We've unlocked the final galaxy. We have 121 of 120 stars. And yeah, it's been a blast. So, thoughts and feelings about the game. Well, I never finished this game back in the day. I'm going to be upfront and say that. I own it on the Wii, but I never finished it. So, yeah, this seemed like the prime opportunity to go back and experience everything this game has to offer. In terms of graphics, it's a Nintendo game. It looks fantastic. In terms of soundtrack, one of my favourite soundtracks so far. It is absolutely brilliant, especially with a couple of standout tunes from it. Do I know the name of them? No. But if you want where they are, Good Egg Galaxy, it's just a fantastic soundtrack. Rosalina in the Observatory, fantastic soundtrack. Gusty Gardens, fantastic soundtrack. I'm sure there's plenty more I'm forgetting, but it is what it is. Gameplay. Haha, this is where it gets a bit more interesting. So, you have two brothers, as you can see in the thing above me. You have Mario, you have Luigi. Mario is the good all-rounder, fairly well balanced. Luigi is not. So we'll start with Mario, like I said, fairly well balanced, works perfectly well. The entire game's built for him, or so it seems. So yeah, I can't fault Mario. Could I fault some of the distance of his jumps? Maybe entirely possible, but for the most part, pretty solid character, fantastic. Luigi, fantastic character, very fun, but he very much lends himself to wide open spaces. If you try to do any sort of precision platforming with him, as we discovered with some of the final stars, it's a bit more tricky. You have to learn the mechanics of Luigi. He forces you to learn the mechanics of how he works. If you want to get to the end of this game, if you want 121 stars with him, you're going to have to learn. Can't fault it too much for that. Fun character all the same. So yeah, I can't fault either brothers. They control differently. Luigi definitely seems to be the more difficult. There's only one set difficulty for this game. So that's fair enough. But I think Luigi is supposed to be the hard mode. Luigi is basically, well, you know how to do all of this with Mario, but now we're going to add in slippy, slidey controls and bigger jumps, and we'll see how you get on with this. Luigi is the more jumpy brother. Exactly. Thank you, chat. Luigi is the more jumpy brother. I can live with the jumpy. I can live with the higher jumps and the longer jumps, but one thing that really annoys me with Luigi is when you are running, when you stop, he skids. He skids for a good distance. He's very slow to stop. He's very slow to turn and spin on a dime. And that's where he becomes less a challenge and more annoying when you get to the basic nuts and bolts of it. Because the levels are designed for Mario, not for Luigi. So you do have to work a bit harder to get Luigi to work, but it's perfectly doable. Takes a bit more practice, takes a bit more time, a bit more patience, but Luigi is perfectly usable for completing this game. In terms of story, it's a Mario game. What do you expect? The Princess Peach has been kidnapped by Bowser. You get catapulted into space. You meet the star waifu, otherwise known as Princess Rosalina. You save the Comet Observatory. You go to the center of the universe and you save Princess Peach. It's not a particularly complex story. So yeah, it's mainly more told in the gameplay. Level design, fantastic. Love the level design. However, some of the bits and pieces that really do irk me is this is where it's a very tricky game to cover because of the innovations in it. So, gravity. The gravity of the world, the planet. So venture into a world, a galaxy. You have various planets inside the world, and the planets can have their own gravity. Fine, brilliant concept, works brilliantly most of the time, but sometimes you have these brief moments where you're running and then the controls just flip, or Mario or Luigi runs around in a circle randomly, and then you end up dying because something hits you. Some of the mechanics get very janky. Do they fix this in Mario Galaxy 2? I have no idea. Never played that game, probably won't be playing it for a while, if ever, yet to come, so I don't know. But in terms of this game, yeah, you have to be very careful with a few bits and pieces here and there. But otherwise, yeah, platforming seems pretty tight. Most of the deaths were actually more down to me just not having any skill, more than the actual gameplay itself. So this game has held up very well. Do I think it's held up as well as a remaster? I don't remember enough of the Wii version to remember, but I played the entire thing on a Pro controller. It's been absolutely fine. I can't fault it. The game feels very tight in a lot of places. Bit loose in some other ones, but it was released in 2007. It's not a full remake. It's a remaster, so some of it is going to have some bleed over effect. It's like when I played Mario 64, a lot of the controls irked me here and there, but that was mainly down to just the age of the game. That's another thing I should mention, however, is the camera. The camera in this game, rather annoying. Coming off games where I've got a full range of camera controls, with this game, it's very much locked into certain locations, and the camera will bump into walls. It's basically the Lakitu style of camera. You can move the camera, but if Lakitu crashes into a wall, you can't move the camera. It's like there's a physical cameraman around, so it's not a game breaker. It's fine. It makes some areas of the game, especially later in the game, a bit annoying, but not the end of the world. Really is not the end of the world. And hold on, what's chat saying? He's hard mode for some levels, easy mode for others. Yes, that pretty much sums up Luigi very well. Thank you very much, chat. This version is mostly the same. Fair enough, I will trust chat's opinion on that one. The only difference would be some of the controls. Fair enough. So, yes. All in all, though, stand-up game. Brilliant game. I have thoroughly enjoyed this. Mostly. There's a couple of difficult levels that had me pulling my hair out, but you get that in any game. I can't say the game's awful just because I struggled in some sections. As we can see by the star count, I got past it in the end. Did it take me some time? Yes, it did. Did it take me multiple streams like other games we've played? No. I got through it in pretty much the same stream. It took a couple of hours to bang my head against a wall, but I got there. So in the end, yes. I can't fault this game. Fantastic game. I see why it is held in such high regard. If you find a copy of Super Mario 3D All-Stars, pick it up. I can't fault it. I can't fault it. There's plenty of people who will fault it, and there's plenty of good reasons to fault it. But I can't sit here and just fault it. I can't. It's held up for me. It really has. And if you want my thoughts of the other games in the collection, you can find them all in this playlist or on the YouTube archive where you will be watching this. You can find them all on this channel, somewhere in the videos. You're intelligent, brilliant people. I'm sure you'll figure it out. But anyway, that's my ramblings about this game over and done with. Time to move on to the next journey. So with that said, first of all, thank you very much for watching. If you're enjoying what you're seeing on the channel at the moment, please consider dropping a like on this video, leaving a comment, maybe even subscribing to the channel. It certainly helps us out. If you want to catch us as we play through these games live, in real time, you can find us live, or, well, actually it's just live since I've turned off the VODs, on twitch.tv/guard Ezio. You can find a link to it down in the comment, down in the, get the word of it now, the description down below. That's the word I'm looking for. And yes, with that said, with that done, to each and every one of you, may you all have a beautiful evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever it is around this whole wide world you are, and as always, until our paths next cross again, the vortex awaits, and I'll see you all next time.